You've got three things that you have to do in this world. You just got to stack Bitcoin like a smart psychopath. You've got to hold on to the Bitcoin, not get shaken out as you go up and down these roller coaster rides. And then you can't lose the Bitcoin. You just can't. Bitcoin has given me time, and it's allowed me to do so many things. Bitcoin's royal flush. Years ago, I was at the table and I just took my stack and I pushed it all into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And for my age, I'll tell you, that's pretty unusual. All I'm exposed to is Bitcoin or some Bitcoin proxies like MicroStrategy, but I'm just all Bitcoin. And once you understand that, and the more research you do, the more reading, the constant study, it allows you to hodl without, fear or worry, because basically every year I'm becoming wealthier and wealthier. I don't do anything.
In a recent episode on Bitcoin for Millennials, Bram interviews George Bodine, a retired Navy pilot and seasoned Bitcoin researcher, to explore Bitcoin's potential as a tool for generational wealth. Bodine, who has dedicated over 2,000 hours to studying Bitcoin, shares his unique perspective, drawing from his diverse background and extensive knowledge of monetary history. This summary aims to distill the key insights from their conversation, providing a clear and engaging understanding of Bitcoin's value proposition for investors. Bodine's journey to Bitcoin is far from conventional. His life experiences, ranging from law enforcement to aviation, reflect a constant pursuit of knowledge and reinvention. Like many, he initially dismissed Bitcoin as a Ponzi scheme in its early days. However, a pivotal article by Lynn Alden sparked his curiosity and led him down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. Bodine emphasizes that the Bitcoin community attracts intelligent and inquisitive individuals from diverse backgrounds. He believes that Bitcoin offers a solution to the uncertainties of the traditional financial system, providing individuals with the time and space to pursue their passions. Before we delve into the video, if you want the latest crypto news, market updates, and expert insights from the top minds in the industry, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stay informed, stay ahead, and never miss an opportunity in this ever-changing world of the financial market. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. George emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and curiosity within the Bitcoin space. It's a community of inquisitive minds constantly seeking to understand this new technology and its implications. Let's watch George Bodine's full video interview.
So I've met so many fascinating people. And one of them, Lynn Alden, that's one of the reasons why I'm in Bitcoin now. She wrote an article a long time ago. It must have been like 2017. I had seen Bitcoin in 2012 or 13. I thought it was stupid, Ponzi scheme, typical stuff. And then she came along in 2017, and it was a good article, and I could tell she was interested in Bitcoin, but she just wasn't ready, I think, to invest in it, and I got kind of the same impression. So I passed on it, but unlike her, I kind of just blew it off, and she kept studying it. And then in 2020, right at the beginning, like February, March, she came out with another article, and I could tell that things had changed. And from that point there, I started, buying into the Bitcoin, reading about Bitcoin, studying Bitcoin, and it just has not stopped. I'm probably north of 2,000 hours now, in this journey, and I will not stop. And I have no intention of quitting. Well, Bitcoin has given me time, and it's allowed me to do so many things. Bitcoin's royal flush. Years ago, I was at the table and I just took my stack and I pushed it all into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And for my age, I'll tell you, that's pretty unusual. All I'm exposed to is Bitcoin or some Bitcoin proxies like MicroStrategy, but I'm just all Bitcoin. And once you understand that, and the more research you do, the more reading, the constant study, it allows you to hodl without, fear or worry, because basically every year I'm becoming wealthier and wealthier. I don't do anything. You know how much time I had to spend studying in the past? Like I've always handled my own investments. So can the amount of time in the fiat world that you have to spend to try and manage your money and to increase your wealth or to hold on to your wealth. It's incredible, the hours. And now I really don't do that. I just study and enjoy myself for fun. And I can prove I'm getting wealthier every year because I just did this recently. 8 years ago in my neighborhood, It took 8 years ago, it took 666 Bitcoin, the mark of the devil, by the way, 666. And then 4 years later, so 4 years ago, it took 44 Bitcoin to buy that same house. And in the meantime, the house had gone up like $90,000. Now, today, it went up another $100,000. Now, I'm sure my neighbors are sitting around and they're just going, wow, my house has gone up in value. And you know what? For me, I could buy that house now for 5 Bitcoin. So 666 to 44 to now 5. And what did I do in the meantime? All I did was hold on to my Bitcoin. You've got 3 things that you have to do in this world. You just got to stack Bitcoin like a smart psychopath. You've got to hold on to the Bitcoin, not get shaken out as you go up and down these roller coaster rides. And then you can't lose the Bitcoin. You just can't. And you cannot lose it. And that's all you got to do. And, just enjoy life. You talk about generational wealth. And again, everybody talks about Bitcoin having either failed as a currency or whatever you want to say. But money, human beings have been in pursuit of money for hundreds of thousands of years. When I say humans, I mean modern Homo sapiens. We've been around 200, 300,000 years. And up until only 10,000 years ago, we were basically hunter-gatherers. We're out there killing woolly mammoths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, if you look at the bones of the ancient people, whether it's Neanderthals who were with us right around that time. So 100,000 years ago, if you were walking along in the Fertile Crescent and in Egypt, and you came across one of your, ancestors, you'd recognize him, Bram. You'd say, hey, I know who you are. You're smaller than me, but I recognize you. The Neanderthal, you probably wouldn't. You'd go, oh, you look weird. But we were mating with them at the time. So anyway, what I'm going to say is that those, from that period, about 10,000 years ago, when we transitioned into farmers, basically, and we began to settle and we formed communities. We started out as small little clans. We formed tribes. We had tribal nations. We had city-states, nation-states. And all during those 10,000 years, we have been working our ass off trying to find money. You can see it in the clay tablets, Mesopotamia. You can understand that people were trying to use all different types of things for money, including where I've got a thing of bourbon over there or whiskey. Where I live here, they had produced a lot of corn. And so their money was hard to get, and they would end up trying to concentrate it into something that was liquid and hard, and that was whiskey. And then, and to turn that into money. Everything. Tobacco's been used, money, leather, Bitcoin. We've gone past the collectible stage. We are in the store of value stage right now. And that is the base of money. If you can do what you just said, if you can understand that concept of you're getting more purchasing power every year, then you'll understand store of value. And that is the key to money. Yep. What comes next, that, medium of exchange, unit of count, that's different. That's more like currency. And Bitcoin right now it can be currency, but it's really a store of value. It's, like capital. It's like, a wealth, along those lines, and continuing with that, really, it's that misallocation of capital. If you don't understand what the true cost of something is, you can't plan. And if you can't plan, there's no way for you to make an efficient use of capital going forward. People are constantly in a quandary. It's like when I was trying to work in the fiat world of investing. I'm tied up in investments, and I've got 12 members of the Fed who are going to come out with a statement that could affect my entire world overnight. It's a game, and it's a rigged game, and Bitcoin is that escape valve. It allows you to get outside of that system and just relax in life. If you're watching this podcast, you can see I'm sitting in my studio here. I'm getting to produce art. I use the same techniques that Michelangelo used. I mean, these pieces that you see around me, they'll be here 200, 300 years from now. And I'm just enjoying it right now. And if you look at me, especially if you're a millennial and you say, well, he's a boomer, well, you're going to be me someday. And you know what? You're going to be in a great place.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get the damn Bitcoin. And for those people that are thinking they're late to the game here, I had the same feelings years ago. I thought, oh, I'm late. I'm too late. But you're not too late. You haven't seen anything. You don't know what's coming. I'll tell you this next year, it's going to set the dial to 11. I mean, we are going to cook noodles. It's going to be unbelievable that what happens this next year. This already what we've seen in the last 60 days has just blown me away. I'm almost speechless. It's hard to discuss what's happening. I don't normally do podcasts. This is something that I'm just kind of decided. I've got a lot of knowledge here, and I had a tendency to become more reclusive in the Bitcoin space. And I've had a couple of friends reach out to me and say that, you've got some good things that you should try and get out to people to try and help them. And, most of the people that I meet in the Bitcoin space are very helpful. They just give you so much advice, and it's out there. But anyway, someday you will be me. You're going to be in this position. And if you just stack the Bitcoin, you're going to be set.
The episode concludes with a reflection on personal journeys in the Bitcoin space, highlighting the transformative potential of Bitcoin and its ability to empower individuals and communities. In conclusion, the video presents a compelling case for Bitcoin as a tool for generational wealth. By understanding its properties as a store of value, its potential to appreciate in purchasing power, and the importance of disciplined accumulation and secure storage, investors can position themselves to benefit from Bitcoin's transformative potential.